Hello, welcome back. Well, I'm finally out on a wild camp after all the talking and saying I'm gonna. I finally made it out, and oh, this isn't easy going like I thought it was going to be. There we go. I've also got my brand new Helm Compact 1 tent with me as well. So after a successful night sleeping out in the backyard, I'm going to give it a real life test now in the wilds of Donegal. Where I've chosen for my first camp is the shores of Loch Alton. If for any of you who don't know where that is, it's at the base of Mount Errigal, or the base, well, very close to Mount Errigal anyway. It does run along the base of it at one stage, but in between the lake and Mount Errigal you also have a smaller mountain which is called Loch, and then on the other side you've got the Ala Mountains, Alabeg and Alamore. And Loch Altan is on the Glover Memorial Way, or this is a lot wetter, sorry, than I thought. I was taking a little bit of care to navigate. So the Glover Memorial Walk, or the Seven Sisters as it's also called, and that's a 20-kilometre walk from Muckish to Mount Errigal. A walk that I am determined to do sometime. I've been up Errigal, I've been up Loch, I've been up Muckish, but I haven't been up any of the other 7 hills. So it is on my bucket list to get done. Maybe not in one go, but to get it done anyway. So this camp was supposed to be on Sunday night. I'd booked 2 days off work together. I'm always off on a Sunday anyway, but I'd booked Monday as my day off for this week, and the plan was to take my time, go over in sort of late afternoon, give myself plenty of time to get to the spot, set up camp, cook dinner, enjoy the evening, and I'm just going to show you what's in front of me. Oh dear. I think I should stop and get across this before I talk to you anymore. Back to you in a minute. Survived that annoy without disappearing into a bog hole. Right, so as I say, the plan was to do that on Sunday, and then have loads of time then on the Monday to get up, get breakfast, pack up camp and get back out again. Well, as usual, the weather gods didn't get my memo, and they decided instead to give us 2 days of possibly the worst rain, thunderstorms, flooding, everything else that we've had at the end of July, as far as I can remember anyway. So I cancelled Monday as my day off, which is my boss at work anyway. Went back to tomorrow, which is Wednesday, and I've come here straight from work this evening. Leaves me very pushed for time this evening, but I thought if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it, and it's going to be another year before I do a wild camp. I have done one wild camp before, didn't film it. It's on my blog, I'll put a link down below, and that was a tarp tent camp, and that was on a small hill called Douish Mountain, not the big Douish which is nearby here, and you might even be able to see behind me, and not we're down too far. And that was an overnighter, which was mostly successful. Enjoyed it, but it was only like a little taster. The reason I picked Alton, oh, more wet. The reason I picked Loch Altan is that it's, apart from just being a beautiful spot, it's also easily accessible. There's a really good track out to it. Not. I haven't been here for years, and memory has been playing tricks on me. I thought it was about a 3-kilometre walk in that I could do in about half an hour, 40 minutes. And that it was a fairly well defined track, not too steep, not too difficult to walk with a heavy bag in my back. But I'm now 3.3 kilometres in, I'd say I'll have at least another 1.5 kilometres to go, although I am dropping down now towards the lake. So it's 8:45, sunset's in an hour, which doesn't give me an awful lot of time to get to the lake and set up camp. And now I have a gorge to cross. Well, not quite, I'll show you again. So obviously there's a stream coming down off the hills, and I'm going to have to pick my way across it. So again, I'll come back to you in a few minutes. Right, survived that one too. I think that's the worst of it done now anyway. It should be fairly straightforward from here on in, which is probably the famous last words bit of now. Part of the reason I'm late tonight, well, first of all, I think I underestimated anyway how long it was going to take me to drive from work to here, how long it was going to take to get changed at work, how long it was going to take to get changed once I reached the van, and to actually get walking. So there, in addition to that, then there was some kind of accident on the road between Omagh and Strabane, which caused a diversion, cost me about 10 or 15 minutes, I'd say. So it's all added up to this. But anyway, the one good thing is I don't have to cook dinner. Stopped in Letterkenny, planned stop, that's what I intended to do anyway, and stopped at Chippy, got a burger and chips. So that means that the only thing I need to do tonight, cooking wise, is make myself, look here, this could be fun. Oh, all I have to do is make myself either a cup of tea or hot chocolate, or possibly even both. All this blethering to you in the camera, and I'm going to show you what's directly in front of me here at the moment, which is the Alice. So spin around time, be prepared for this. This is awesome. So that's my view, and that's a big reason why I wanted to come here tonight and camp out, because I want to waken up to see that in the morning. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking for now. Going to get the last bit of the walk done, picking my way through these kind of boggy bits, trying to find the odd rock that I can walk on. Means that I dug up to my knees in muck and mud and water and sheep remains. Anyway, I'll catch up to you probably when I'm back down at the campsite. I'll show you what Loch Alton looks like, and there's a wee surprise down there too for anybody that doesn't know Loch Alton. So yeah, catch up with you in about probably about 20 minutes or so, if I don't fall in a bog hole and die. Alright, chat soon. So made it onto the shores of Loch Alton. There it is there behind me, with pretty amazing sky there now, just as you can see. The sun's not far off setting. I'm getting glimpses of it at times. It's going to be a really nice sunset if that kind of bank of cloud stays away. And then, well, that there behind me first of all is the Helm Mountains towering up above Loch Alton. And then round here behind me over my shoulder here, this is Alton Tower. Not the famous Alton Towers, but Alton Tower. It's a folly or some kind of building that was built by some rich guy way back in the early 20th century, and not sure if it was actually used for much. I think it was initially to be a hunting lodge. This would have been part of what became Glenveigh Estate. So I can't believe how beautiful it is here tonight. It's absolutely amazing. I couldn't have picked a better place for my first wild camp. Up above me there, that hill up there is called Breahy, and it's blocking the view of Errigal and Macocht. You can't actually see them at the moment because of the hills breaking the way. But I found a really good camping spot here, a reasonably flat area of grass. There's quite a few sheep. You might have seen the Guardian sheep up in the house up there. There's quite a few sheep grazing the ground around here, so the grass is nice and flat. Hopefully no ticks. That's the only thing I'm a wee bit worried about. As well as the midges. There's a few of those around now as well, but they should disappear soon. There's a wee bit of a breeze coming off the water. So I need to get my bag off, get my tent unpacked and get my tent up as well. So I'll do that and then get a cup of tea on. Done. Fucking midges have found me though. I'm getting eaten here now. So I'm actually gonna get into my tent and sort out my sleeping bag, sort out my sleeping mat, and get a cup of tea on inside the tent. Now hopefully the midges won't be as bad in there. Sunset's a cracker though. So it's 10 to 10 now, and tent all set up, sleeping bag, mat all blown up, everything's good to go for the night. It's an absolutely beautiful evening out there. So why the hell am I sitting in my tent? Well, I should have known better. It's Glenveigh in Donegal. It's the very end of July. There's very little wind tonight, and it feels like every midgie in the whole of Ireland has decided to come and join me in my first wild camp. It's absolutely impossible to sit out there. There's just clouds and clouds and clouds of the wee buggers. Totally impossible. Every time I've opened the zip even for a few seconds to try and grab some of the stuff that's sitting outside. It's just like hordes of them descend. It's absolutely horrible. But anyway, it is what it is, and I can't change it now. I didn't think to buy any midge repellent. It's not something I've forgotten. It's not something I even thought about getting. And I don't have a midge net either. So thank God I didn't decide to bivvy. And thank God I didn't decide to sleep in a tarp tent. I'm scratching away like hell here because they're eating away at me. But anyway, it's I'm still glad to be here. I have pitched the tent with the door facing towards the sunset and looking out over the lake. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I don't mind sitting in the tent and looking out at it. I'd far rather be out there looking out at it. But anyway, I can't, because I don't want to get, I'm getting eaten as it is. I don't want to get eaten anymore. You can probably hear I've got friends as well. There's a flock of sheep grazing all around the place here, so they've decided to come down and have a wee nosy to see what the hell this green thing is that suddenly appeared in the middle of their field. So hopefully they'll leave me alone during the night and won't come stumbling on top of the middle of the tent or anything like that. But yeah, first wild camp. It's not far from perfect, but I'm enjoying it so far. Just need to wait for dark now for these midges to go away so I can make myself a cup of tea. Anyway, I'm going to lie here and read my Kindle. I brought my Kindle with me. So I'm going to lie and read that and enjoy looking out at the setting sun and listen to the melodious sheep. Well, midges finally went away. It's got quite a bit darker now. Quite a bit cooler as well. I've had to put on the my down jacket. But with the cooler temperatures and daylight disappearing, well, not all of the midges, but most of the midges are gone now. I'm not quite sure what time it is now. I think it's almost 11 o'clock. It's actually still not dark out there. It's amazing how much daylight's still in the sky at this time of the night. But anyway, it cooled down enough and darkened down enough to get rid of the midges and give me time to get a hot chocolate made. So I've just been lying here reading my book. It's been really relaxing actually. I just wish I could have sat outside and done it, but anyway, I couldn't. They're back again, wee buggers. A few of them still floating about anyway. So I'm going to zip up the tent, keep out whatever I can keep out and keep in whatever heat I can, and finish my hot chocolate, read a bit more of a book and go to bed. and unless I get invaded by any of the marauding sheep that are about here, I'll talk to you in the morning. Good night. See you in the morning. Right, I'm going to go and try and do one of these. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Right, survived the night anyway. Managed not to get killed or eaten by a marauding sheep. Did get eaten by midges though, right enough. That was tight going. Shortly after it got dark last night, the temperature went down quite a lot, so the buggers buggered off basically. However, the vast majority of them did anyway. Just long enough for me to get the stove out, heat up some water and have a hot chocolate before bed. I was hoping this morning it would still be right and cold. Ended up sleeping reasonably well. Very kind of fitful sleep until 3 o'clock, and then I got up and went to the toilet and I thought, oh, I'm never going to sleep again. And then next thing I knew, it was 6:30, so reasonably good sleep anyway. When I woke up this morning, I was hoping, looked out first of all, it was quite gloomy. The sun's just kind of trying to peek through the clouds there behind me. Don't know if you could see that or not, but yeah, quite gloomy, quite grey, which I was expecting. There wasn't any breeze. I was still hoping it was still cold enough to keep the midges away, but no. The minute I got out of the tent, they were back, and they were back big time, just as bad as they were last night. Millions of wee buggers. So ended up having to take my tent down, wearing my hat and my buff, just to keep them away from my face, but my eyes are pure eating with them, so that wasn't very pleasant. The other flip side of that as well is that I couldn't get breakfast. I'm bloody starving. There was no way I was going to be able to sit in one place long enough and cook breakfast, so my belly's empty and my belly's rumbling, and even taking a drink of water this morning was just hard work. So I decided just to pack up, get back on the trail, head back to the van, stop somewhere along the way and make myself my breakfast. So I have the 2 of the worst climbs done here now. Well, I think they're the worst. I'm hoping they're the worst. So that's why I'm stuck to you guys, because I'm just knackered again. Legs are quite tired. It was a wee bit longer and heavier walk going in last night than I expected, and as these things always work out, the bag was 10 times heavier by the time I got to the end than it was at the start. And it's heavier this morning than it should be as well. So I've almost a kilometre of the walk done, another 4 to do to get me back to the van. I'm heading straight back out the same way I come in, so unless I see or hear or do something unusual between now and the van, I'll talk to you back there. on the last bit of the walk now here. Another half a kilometre or so, and then back down onto the road, and then it's a nice simple walk back to where the van's parked then. Thankfully, coming walking up there, I wasn't more wet. I wasn't tortured by the midges this time, so if I keep moving, there's just enough breeze that they can leave me alone. But the minute I stop, you can feel them starting to come and nibble again. So I haven't had a chance to stop for water or food or anything, so I'm just going to keep going now and maybe stop somewhere on the way home and whip out the stove and cook up my breakfast then. So that's my first wild camp done. Absolutely loved it. It was far from perfect, but I absolutely loved it. It was amazing waking up this morning and looking out of the tent and looking out over the lake like that, and the mountains behind me and everything. Now, it made such a difference, I suppose, that it wasn't raining, but then I picked that. I had chosen what evening to go because of the weather. I don't know if I got it on camera much or not, but there was a heron fishing in the lake, not far away from the tent. Stood and watched him for a minute or so when I got up, and then but as soon as I got the camera out, he just got startled and flew away. So I think I got some footage of him flying away anyway. There seemed to be quite a few fish in the lake last night when I was looking out. I went out and took a shot of the tent. It's not a real wild camp unless you take a photograph of your tent with the light on. Okay, that's the law. So yeah, got that done. But listen, seriously, I've been dying to get a photograph like that for a long time, just to signify, I suppose, the fact that I'm out on a wild camp at all. So I was delighted to get that shot. So when I was out taking that shot, there was loads of wee fish rising in the water, eating the pesky midges that have been eating me. Circle of life. So this morning then when I got up, yeah, again more little fish rising as well. So absolutely idyllic spot. I would love to come back here maybe in a frosty evening and morning sometime in March, or maybe even October, November time. It would need a serious upgrade in kit though, I think. Although saying that, last night I was very comfortable. It wasn't anywhere near as cold as what I was expecting it to be. Temperature got down to about 8 or 9 degrees, I would say, but it was toasty warm the whole night. In fact, at times it was a wee bit too warm. I had to pop my head back out of the sleeping bag again. Tent was very good. I was a wee bit concerned with all the midges, and it'd only be in a small one-man tent, that it was going to be very confined. But no, it wasn't easy now, but I was able to set everything up inside. Just piled all my stuff, there we go again, piled all my stuff into the tent, got away from the midges, and then opened out my sleeping bag, inflated my mat, was able to change my clothes. I was able to do everything that I needed to do from inside the tent, which is encouraging if I'm ever out and it's wet. So, as I said, all in all, a very successful first wild camp. Very pleased, delighted to get out, but pleased that it went so well. A few lessons learned as always. Number one lesson is smidge. That's my first purchase that I'm going to make once I get home. Second thing I need as well is I need a better bag. This bag's a 40-litre bag, which is a perfect size, but it's actually a rock climbing bag. I don't even know why I bought it originally. I bought it as a hiking bag, but it's just not suitable for a hiking bag. Actually, the most use that it's got is as a travel bag, which it's perfect for. I've used it a few times. I've gone over to Pierre's house in Switzerland with my mate Jim. So it's not a hiking bag, so it's really killing me here this morning now, the weight of it. The straps aren't designed for carrying a heavy load. They dig in, and yeah, just really uncomfortable. So need to get myself a better bag. I do have a couple of 36 litre bags, but I'm not sure if my kit has been minimised enough that I could get everything in, and maybe that's a good enough reason to start using them. It'll force me to minimise it. But anyway, I'm almost back at the road. You could probably hear some car noise there in the background when I'm talking. So I'm almost back at the road, and I have just under 1 kilometre to walk in along the road back to the car park. So hopefully the van's still there. I think it's a fairly safe parking spot. So all being well, the van's still there, and I'll get on the road and get home, and hopefully I'll stop on the way home and have a bite to eat. If I don't stop, I'll finish the video here and say thank you very much for coming along and joining me in my first wild camp. I hope this video comes out well, but anyway, thanks for watching if you do, and I'll see you on the next one.